So, good morning and welcome to the Growth Mindset, the 7-day challenge, the finale. Okay. Now, before I start asking the questions and interaction, now let me assure you one thing that if you attend this session carefully and sit with me till the end of about 60 odd minutes for which this session is going to last, you are going to have a rough blueprint of your growth mindset. That is my guarantee. Okay? Right. Now, I'll ask you a simple question. How many of us want to grow in our professional lives? Raise your hands. Okay. So, professional life means your career, okay, your profession. And how many of us wants to grow in our personal lives also? Raise your hand. Personal life means your love, relationships, and health. Now, please understand this thing very, very carefully. That for us to be happy, we have to have almost equal growth in all the sectors of this life. Correct? That means professional life as well as personal life. That means you should evolve equally good in your profession, that is career and wealth, and equally good growth in love, relationship, and health. Right? That is the fundamental thing that we have to remember to be happy. And this is applicable to across the board. For example, if the people are running just after the money, now, at the end of it, you have the money, but you don't have anybody to love. You don't have any family. Okay, you don't have health. Now, this is very very common in these days. That the IT people are just busy looking at the screen 12 hours a day. 12 hours a day. Okay, you can imagine for if you look at the screen for 12 hours a day non-stop, especially for the people who are taking work from home. That my daughter, she is just now joined fintech company, and whenever she takes work from home and come here for a few days, she is glued to that screen for 10 to 12 hours. My God. Yeah, and yesterday I happened to go meet my eye specialist, and I was discussing with her what are going to be the repercussions of that, and they are pretty serious. At that age, if your eyes go dry, you have irritation, you have all kinds of problems. So the fundamental thumb rule is to run this life, you have to have the growth in all the 4 5 sectors that we have described. That includes professional and personal life also. Understood? Right. So we have just now said that we want to grow in professional life as well as in personal life. Now, our growth in any sector basically will depend on three things. That is, our life, current life, depends on three things. What are the three things you can write down? Very important. Number one, the actions that I take. Okay. So, whatever actions I am taking, my current life will depend on that. Second factor, my current life is directly proportional to the decisions that I make. Very simple. And third, the most important factor is what is the mindset I'm using to take those actions and taking those decisions. Because when you are taking a decision, there are so many factors that will come into your mind. For example, what has been told to you by your parents, right? Second, what is your exposure to the risk taking? What is your capability of risk taking? For example, for most of us who have lost some money in the share market, they'll be very, very afraid of going into share market again. Again, that is a limiting mindset. That is the mindset that is going to stop you from earning money, from creating wealth. So our current life, our current life position depends on three basic things. Number one, action that we take. Number two, decisions that we take. And number three, the mindset based on which we take decisions and actions. Okay. Now let us take a paper and draw these two lines here. One horizontal, okay, and one vertical. Now vertical line says it is the happiness intensity of happiness. Sorry for the bad handwriting. And on the horizontal line, we have the timelines or the amount of time for that happiness. Right now, Nakul, are you working for some company?
Yes, sir.
So when is your happy moment?
Then we receive payment, sir.
Okay, Ibrahim, are you working? What are you working? What are you doing?
Sir, I'm an engineer with an EPC contracting company.
Okay, so which is your happy moment in a month?
Like Nakul said, yes, of course, the paycheck.
Okay,
When you receive
paycheck.
the paycheck, of course.
Okay, so you receive your paycheck on 30th of every month, correct?
Yes.
And you are happy. That happiness, Mr. Ibrahim, that happiness goes on for how many days? How much time?
Probably the next 5-7 days before you start to make all the payments.
Okay, Nakul, what do you say?
Likewise, sir. Likewise.
Likewise. So here, note the difference. The moment you receive a paycheck, that happiness lasts for about 4, 5, 6 days, and your bank balance is zero in EMIs, ye kharcha, wo kharcha, this thing, and you are back to square one, and your happiness reduces by 5 or 7 days, right? Okay. Now that happiness is short-lived, and we call it survive. So draw these lines and yeah. Can you see? Your happiness is very, very short-lived here, and the intensity of happiness is very, very small. For few of us, you may be this chart may be repeating, but to continue our discussions and have some good inferences, powerful inference, this chart will be required ultimately. Yeah. Now, Mr. Ibrahim, when was the last time you had bought certain new clothes?
Probably I've just got new clothes for Eid, which is tomorrow.
Wow! So happy Eid from our side.
Thank you.
And so when you wear those nice white-looking clothes and scintillating and shining, you'll feel happy, correct?
Yes, of course.
That happiness of wearing those shining new clothes is going to last for how much time?
The day you wear it for the first time.
Okay, after that?
After that, that would start to reduce because you're not utilizing them, or they don't stay as new and shiny as they were on the first day.
So this this happened with me. It was 2008 when I joined Jet Airways, एंड तब तक बाय चांस मेरा पासपोर्ट नहीं बना था क्योंकि मैं एयरफोर्स में था और उस समय एयरफोर्स में बाहर जाने का मौका बहुत कम मिलता था, है ना?
Yes.
So it was in 2008 when I joined Jet Airways, and in 2009, early 2009, they sent me to Singapore. My God, I was so thrilled. My first trip, international trip, and that to Singapore. Okay, and in my this thing eagerness, 5 days का course training था जो company ने भेजा था. I stayed there 3 days extra just to roam around the countryside and see and enjoy Singapore. Yeah, so I was there for 8 days, 5 days at company's expenses and 2 days at my own expenses. Of course, the tickets were from Jet Airways because they had a beautiful service. Well, Delhi, Singapore. Okay. So those 15 days when I came back from Singapore, I bought, the imported liquor, 1 liter bottles, and, some chocolates and sweets, and distributed to everybody, in the relations and, in my neighborhood. All the kids, they were very, very happy. And I was sharing those photographs of me sitting in, at various places for 15 days. After 15 days, that excitement of mine had gone. Another 3 months, I went to Hong Kong. It became so usual for me to go international. So that excitement used to last for a few days. Share my photographs, and after 3 trips, I never shared the photographs also. This draw another line here like this. Your happiness for new clothes or maybe a trip to Singapore, Bangkok. Of course, Bangkok is in a bad shape today. The intensity of happiness may be slightly higher, the duration also may be slightly higher, but it dies down. Right? This we call as pleasure. Pleasure. Right? Now, what happened? I'll tell you my story. I am from Indian Air Force. I'm an aerospace engineer. And my last posting in Indian Air Force was a university under Ministry of Defense. It's called DIAT, Defense Institute of Advanced Technology. I went there as a senior professor. I was there for 4 years. My basic task was to teach the DRDO scientists and Indian Air Force, Indian Navy, and Indian Army officers at PG courses, postgraduate level. Okay. And slowly I got the feedback. And let me tell you, I used to enjoy those training sessions. And slowly I started getting feedback by my HODs and vice chancellors and all. Mr. Sushil Bhatia, whenever you take the class, it's beautiful. No, none of your participants have tendency to go back to sleep. They enjoy it. Whatever you say, 90% is absorbed by them. And I had found my next level. I started, formally training myself in taking classes, coaching, mentoring, and that is how I'm sitting here today talking to you people. As a coach, as a trainer, as a mentor. Right? Now, the next level from survival and pleasure is what I have achieved. Okay, draw another line like I'm telling you. Okay. This is called passion. Okay. Yeah. The intensity of passion is going to be higher than the intensity of both pleasure and survival. The intensity is going to be higher and the time period of passion is also going to be higher. How do you differentiate? Mr. Nakul, how do you differentiate that you have reached a level of passion from above, which are above the level of survival and pleasure?
You're doing something which don't require to watch the clock.
Come again?
You don't require to watch the clock while you're working.
Absolutely. When you are doing something which is your passion, you lose the counting of hours. If you tell me that I have to train people for 14 hours, 12 hours, I'll do that. No problems. At times, let me tell you, it is it is actually happening with me. I get a message from my group, professional group, happy weekend, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. You also must be getting, correct? Enjoy, relax. And my simple reply to these messages is, I am enjoying each day of the week. Even Monday is Sunday for me. Okay? Because the moment you do something by your passion, you lose the count of the hours and days. That is what is passion. That happiness, as you can see here, goes beyond the happiness timelines of, the pleasure and survival, and see the intensity here. See the intensity here. I'm very, very happy. I feel very happy when I teach people, when I coach people, when I train people. And I can do it 12 hours, 14 hours, 7 days a week, and I do it. ओके एंड हमारे शास्त्रों में और हमारी जो पुरानी बुक्स हैं उसमें भी कहा गया है कि आपको वो चीज करनी चाहिए जो आपको पसंद हो, प्यार हो. दैट कीप्स यू हैप्पी. दिस इज द रीजन, राइट? ओके, नाउ बियॉन्ड पैशन ऑल्सो देयर इज वन मोर स्टेज. कैन समबडी गेस व्हाट इज दैट स्टेज?
Mission, something like mission.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim, would you like to take a call? Something which is
No,
any
no,
guesses?
I'm not able to. No.
Nakul says mission. Okay. So what happened? That some NGO group approached me. They came to know that I'm a coach, and I'm into helping underprivileged children in completing their educations. I handhold them, and they approached me, and every week I connect with those young boys and girls in the village somewhere in Rajasthan. And I take about 1.5 hours of training, of lecture, of a motivational session, of a coaching session for those 10 boys and girls. How to do in life, what to do in life. Understood? Now, that particular thing we call as purpose. Yeah? Where the time duration of happiness is going to be very high, and the intensity of happiness is also going to be very, very high. Understood? You must remember, till almost till passion, almost till here, we are working for ourselves. Right? It is only in passion and purpose that we are shifting our focus from we, from I, from me to the people, to the other people, to the society. What happened? I'll tell you an incident. Whenever we have our anniversary or my birthday, 21st December was my birthday and 8th of February was our marriage anniversary. You know what did we do? Normal thing is you buy a cake and cut the cake and take the photographs and you put it on the social media. We did something different. We prepared some vegetable pulao vegetable biryani, vegetable rice, plus some chana, lentils, in a big vessel for about 100 odd people. And we went in front of a temple and we started distributing it to the needy people. Those people in the society who are not cared for by us. Okay? Now each one of you will realize these kind of actions. So we distributed about 50 this to about 50 odd people. Then we moved our vehicle to a place where there was a school for the underprivileged. Now let me tell you what kind of the service people are doing. So we were approached by a school teacher, two school teachers who are into teaching the underprivileged children, the children who are staying in the shanties by the roadside. And we distributed about 50 plates to those kids. You can't even imagine the amount of happiness and satisfaction that we got from that action. That is the act of purpose. So, for Tolga, I'll put these things here. So, what we have discussed is that this is our operation of survival, this is our operation of pleasure, this is our operation from passion, and this is from purpose. So, this is the purpose about which I am talking. Purpose is going to give you the maximum amount of pleasure, the maximum intensity of pleasure, and that pleasure is going to last long with respect to survival and pleasures. Okay, now, just to see how we can relate to it, Mr. Nakul, suppose we
Yes, sir.
talk of food and we try to relate the food to all these stages, say survival. So, what kind of food you think of?
A basic need food with a one set of meals in terms
Yeah.
of one gravy item and one chapati or rice item. That's all.
Okay.
That is sufficient for our survival.
That is your survival, food for survival. So, as per you, what will be the food for pleasure?
It might be some good item like paneer or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Bread.
soup in the beginning,
Yeah.
and maybe followed by some little bit of
Sweets. Yeah, ice cream, sweet. Yeah.
that is a lunch or dinner or food per se for pleasure. What is going to be the food for passion? Ibrahim, would you like to try?
Mhm. Food for passion would be cooking something very, very special.
Okay.
Not only just a meal to say with sweets or with a soup and a dessert, but to pick a particular dish and to try to perfect it and do your best at it.
Okay. So I will take it as correct, because if Mr. Ibrahim is aiming for having a restaurant and being a Michelin chef. Okay, you know what is Michelin chef?
Yes.
Correct? So yes, you are absolutely, your example is granted. That is the food for passion. Okay, I'll give you another example from my life. I'm a cyclist. People who know me, they know it. My daily cycling activity is about 30 kilometers per day. That I complete in 1 hour 45 minutes. Now, obviously, and I take average speed of 16 kilometers an hour. I am weighing 70 kgs. Suppose I reduce my weight to 68, 67, 65 kgs. The load on my cycle will be that much reduced, and I'll be able to reach a higher speed limit, maybe 18 kilometers an hour. Because I want to, my passion is to participate in a competition. So I'm going to relate my food with my passion, that is cycling. I'm going to reduce my weight. I have stopped taking dinner. I have stopped taking sweets. No fats. Understood? My aim is, okay, I'll tell you, I'll spill the beans. My aim is to run a half marathon, that is 21 kilometers in next 3 months, 4 months, 4 months time. And I have hired a coach who will coach me how to run for 21 kilometers non-stop. And obviously there is going to be some special diets. Right? That is my food for passion. How I'm connecting food to passion. What is going to be the food for purpose? Nakul, any ideas?
Not sure, sir.
Food for purpose is again, if I am preparing some dishes for to be distributed to the underprivileged children, the purpose, what is the purpose of the food? To feed the hungry, genuine hungry people. Understood? So that is going to be my food for purpose. Right? Now, so you take a sheet like this and you on the left side you say limiting mindset, limiting. I'll write on here for your the thing. Limiting. And on the right side you say growth. Yeah. Can you see? Limiting mindset and growth mindset. Limiting mindset, growth mindset, and draw a vertical line here. Secret number 1. Please write down here. Why of my focus? Why of my action? Why of my action? Write down in capitals. Secret number 1. Why of my action? I told you, your life will be decided by 3 factors. 1, action that you take. Number 2, decision that you take. And number 3, the mindset based on which you take decision and actions. Secret number 1, why of my action? Okay, write down why of my action. Come back to this chart. Listen to it very, very carefully. This is a void. This is a gap. Can you see? Between this set of values and this set of values, there is a gap. This we call as void. That void needs to be filled up. You know, earlier in survival and pleasure, you were crossing a small drain. When you have to jump from the survival to passion, you have to take a big growth leap, a huge jump. You have to cross this void. Okay. Now, draw a slanting line like this. Draw this line, slanting line, cutting these 2 regions. Now, for your understanding, When we were small, young kids, we were told by our parents, study well, get beautiful, good jobs, so that you get married to beautiful girls, have 2, 3 kids, and you are settled. Your life is done. Correct? That's what has been told. Tolga, do you agree?
Yes, sir. Same in Turkey.
Same in
I
Turkey. So he is
I
my
think
friend from Turkey. Okay.
yeah,
Right.
I think all over the world it's the same.
But we were never told anything by our parents about the growth. Remember? Not their fault. They wanted a safe and secure and comfortable life for their children. Not to blame them. Not to blame them. So their job was to make us feel safe and secure. To remain here. To remain here. All these actions, they are fear driven. They are fear driven. Please write down. They are fear driven. All the actions that we do here, survival and pleasure, are fear driven. There is no growth. The moment we have a fear, there is no growth. Because we want to remain in our comfort zone. Okay? Don't take additional responsibilities. Don't take, the additional task or project being given by your manager. Because that will ask for some more efforts, longer hours on your side, which we don't want to take. Fear driven. Correct? Now, but if you want to grow, you have to operate on this region. This region is growth driven. Write down here. Growth driven. Yeah. This area of passion and purpose is growth driven. Okay. So, first point on this chart on the left hand side on limiting mindset, you are going to write limiting mindset is driven by fear. Survival and pleasure area is driven by fear. If you don't study well, you will not get a good job. A fear has been instilled in our minds. Right? If you don't get a good job, you don't get a good girl. Driven by fear. On the growth side, this is driven by growth. Here, driven by growth. Okay, write down here. One is driven by fear. Another thing is driven by growth. Right? Now, Ibrahim, I'll ask you a few questions.
Sure.
Suppose you have to have a iftar party only in your house. What is the preparation that you do? What dish you would like to make?
Would be halim,
Okay.
some samosas, and normally the kanji we make for Iftar, for
Okay,
Ramadan. That is
fine,
a
very
soup,
fine.
basically a soup.
And how many people are there in your family who are living with you?
We are 5 of us.
5. So how much time is going to take for you to prepare this menu for 5 people?
About an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Is it too much?
No.
Good. Now, are you staying in a society?
Yes.
So how many blocks are there in the society?
We're about 20 blocks we have.
So in your block, how many people are there?
There are about, let's say, about close to 150.
In your block.
Yes.
Right. So now and how many floors are there? Chalo, okay.
20 floors.
So now suppose you are told to prepare this menu for about 100 odd people who are staying in your block, particular block. How much effort you are going to have?
At least 4 or 5 times the effort we were taking before.
So how many people you will require to be on job?
At least 10 to 15 of us together to get it done.
Okay. And how much preparation time you will require?
About 4 or 5 hours, half a day, I would say.
Half a day and 15 people.
Yes.
See the shift. 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and 2 people to 10 to 15 people and 5 hours. Half a day.
Yes.
See the shift. Now, you are made responsible to have a iftar party for a whole society of 1,000 people. What is your effort?
Yes, would be significantly higher than the 15 people and half a day.
Define.
Would
Define.
yes.
Define. How many people? How many hours of preparation?
Would be a couple of days of preparation time with getting everything, and maybe a day for cooking and all of it. And would be about 20-25 people at least.
20-25 people and maybe a week of preparation and planning out everything
For sure,
for
yes.
1,000 people. Now you are, Ibrahim, now there is a challenge for you. You have been made responsible to have iftar party for whole of Chennai. How will you plan?
Would at least a month of preparation in hand. Month of preparation, time planning.
Month of preparation.
And number of people, about 100 to 150 people to prepare for cooking and everything, and for all the arrangements.
So you are looking at setting up an industry in itself.
Yes.
100 odd people. A month of preparation. And the raw material, the fire, the cooks and chefs and everything, the utensils, the crockery that you're going to arrange for. My God. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Look at one particular aspect. Till the time you were serving only 50 people, you were looking at me. 10 odd people, 4 odd hours. Correct?
Yes.
Look at the leap that you have taken. You are now inviting whole of Chennai for iftar party. Look at the leap from me focus, my family focus, to I have jumped to the focus of the whole of city of Chennai, city of Ankara. Tolga, are you in line what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
See the shift from me, my family, my block people. I've shifted my focus to the whole of Chennai. That That is what is required for a growth mindset. You have to shift your focus from me driven to we driven. Understood? Secret number 2. Where is my focus? Where is your focus? Friends, coming back to this figure, if your focus is remaining here only, you are not going to grow. For growing, you have to have your focus here. Passion and purpose. Correct? Take this sheet, write down. Point number 2. On limiting mindset, left side, you will say me focused. Me means I, my family. Me and my family. On the right side, you are inviting the whole of Chennai for the iftar party, whole of Ankara for the iftar party. Your focus has shifted from me to we. That is a growth mindset. Number 2, it is we focused. We means it will include me, it will include my family, and it will include community. A limiting mindset will always remain a me focused, I, me, my family, and a growth mindset will be a we focused. It means the community that will include me and my family. Remember, growth mindset, you are taking decision from here, not from here. Correct? So, what is the difference now between me driven and we driven? Suppose we talk of in terms of Tolga, tell me one thing. If you
Yeah.
have to stay in Ankara, how many dollars per month is just sufficient for you?
How many dollars?
Are sufficient for 1 month, 30 days.
In Ankara, it will be $1,000.
$1,000. For $1,000, what all you have to give? What all you have to do? You have to take an action.
Food.
You have to do some work.
Stay in a place to live in
Yeah.
Ankara.
Yeah. So I work for 10 hours a day in a company and I am able to earn $1,000 a month, which is just good enough for me and my family to stay in Ankara. Yeah. That approach is me driven. That approach is me driven. Ibrahim? Now,
Hello,
if I tell
you
you
copy?
to plan, how do you plan? How would you say if you have to enable 100 other people to earn $1,000 per month? Understood? You got to probably set up a huge industry.
Yes.
See the shift in focus. Where is your focus? The focus is very, very important. If you focus only here, survival and pleasure, you get only $1,000 a month. Khatam. The moment you shift your focus, you decide, you take a decision that all actions that you're going to take from hence on is to provide $1,000 employment for 100 people over 1 year. You are shifting your decision from here to here. That is a notification, that is an indication of having a growth mindset. But for a growth mindset, you got to maybe work very, it is going to be pretty tough if you have to provide, $1,000 to 100 people. Yes, but that is what the growth mindset demands on you. That is why we say 95% of people, they want to remain in their own comfort zone. They don't want to come out. But the very fact that you people have decided to, devote your 1 hour or maybe 65 minutes sitting on this Sunday afternoon with me, that indicates that you have decided to go towards a growth mindset and not keep sitting and keep, sitting inside the house. Am I right? Okay. So,
Yes.
as I said, that it is not very easy to jump from this to this area, and you require help. Right? Okay. So, I will share a scheme with you. I have a program which we say a growth mindset program. Okay. And we'll just another 5 minutes, we'll just go through the details. But before I pitch in, just let us listen to one of the girls who had been a part of my programs. Okay? Just give me a few seconds.
It has been a very interactive session, and the learning environment has been very calm, composed, and I have had a very lovely, amazing experience. When you have that certain fear or thought before joining any new session, something that you've not just heard about, never attended one, but overall I would say that that fear has completely gone, and I have had one of the best teaching experiences. I would say thank you so much for this wonderful experience, and I would love that in the future also I have more interactive sessions with you like that, and looking forward to perform the best and as much as I have learned from your side. And that's it. Thank you so much for this wonderful session.
Okay. So that was one of the girls who had been a part of our programs. Okay. And let me share the secrets of what I do. Yeah. One sec. Can you see?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, right, good. So this is me, and my niche area is leadership and growth mindset. Okay, and this is the structure that we generally follow. That we have two kinds of program: open-ended and close-ended. Okay, and we have generally weekly sessions, one session per week, and weekly mentor call. It's a personal mentor call for the participants that we take, and then we give weekly assignments. Okay, what are your, because without commitment, without action, nothing can be achieved. So if I'm taking action of sharing my structures, my program with you 100%, I expect you also to be committed for certain cost, for certain reasons, and for certain amount. That is, 3-hour sessions per week I'll take. 2 hours of actionables that you have to do. And minimum duration is 6 months that you are going to stay with me. That is your commitment as a participant. Because if you have to see the results of a shift of mindset, it doesn't happen in 1 month. So if you want to see the results, you got to stay with me for minimum 6 months of duration. That is your commitment that has to be given by you. Okay. What are your takeaways that I'll guarantee? Number one, personal and professional goal settings. Okay. Growth mindset to face the challenges. 2x growth in next 2 years in both professional and personal life. Let me tell you, professional life in the sense that see many of you, or generally most of us have seen the corporate ladders. Okay, and 95% of the people are not able to climb the ladders. Why? The mindset. Because I have suffered due to a limiting mindset myself in certain areas of my life at certain point. Right? So I'm going to guarantee a 2x growth in next 2 years in professional and personal life. Right? And 2x recognition in next 2 years. These are your goals, that your takeaways that you will get from me. Okay. Next, discovering an alignment of core values. Now, core values are certain things. These are innate properties which are built in us, on which we take a decision. But most of the time, we are not aware what kind of core values we are carrying in ourselves. So if you come to know your core values, they can be aligned to your actions, or rather actions can be aligned to the core values, and you can have great results in your life, whatever goals you set in professional as well as personal life. So we'll sit with you, I'll sit with you, and we'll discover your core values. Enhance the self-value. Okay. You'll have an accountability partner in me, right? Because I'll keep checking your progress on the goals every week, every session. Community support. We have a community of many coaches, and that support is available to you. And whatever framework we have designed for you people in this program, it is a tried and trusted framework. Okay. The next batch for this growth mindset program starts on 12th of April 2025. Okay. And whenever we have visiting coaches, we are going to have special sessions online. Most of the sessions are going to be on Zoom platform. So whenever we have visiting coaches in our community, we are going to have special sessions for the participant at no extra cost. Okay. And my motto has been, work for your passion and live for your purpose. Okay, that is the motto that I have been working on. Testimonial, you have already listened. This is my number that you can contact. Okay. And now, so this is a mindset which is going to take and propel the participants fast onto the CXO's level of chain, I'm telling you. Right? Because I have seen it. So it is actually a frustrating feeling when you have everything, but you're not able to compete with your fellow colleagues due to certain reasons. Those gates will try to open and see how to empower you to climb that ladder of the hierarchy. Okay, right? So, third and very, very important secret that I'm going to share with you. That will be secret number 3. Listen to my stories. Tolga, I don't know whether I have shared this story in Turkey or no, I don't know. I don't remember. 4 months back. 4 months back. Okay. Let me share the whiteboard. Yeah. Document, whiteboard. Yeah. Right. In October 2025, can you see, my weight was 79 kgs. You can see?
Yes.
Okay, right. So in October 2024, my weight was 79 kgs. That means it was about 12 or 11 kgs more than my ideal weight. Okay. Next, I was full diabetic on 100% oral medication, about to switch to insulin. That was my condition in October 2024. Okay. Sometime back, it was in year 2020 when my mother died. And towards her end of the life, she was diabetic to the extent that we had to administer insulin injections twice a day to her. You can imagine the pain, pain of giving having the insulin injections twice a day. Suppose I have been invited on a get together, and before meal, I just excuse myself from the host, saying that I have to take an insulin injection. See what pain I'll be having. Can you imagine? So doctor told me, I'm going to give you insulin for rest of your life. And I remembered the pain that my mother used to have. Pain that I'm going to have for rest of my life is too much for me to bear. So I asked doctor, what is the alternate with me? He says, you cut down on your dinner, cut down on your sugar, and do an exercise every day 1 hour. Which is painful? Doing exercise 1 hour for 6 months, or having insulin injection for rest of my life, which is less painful, which is more painful. Okay.
45 minutes to work.
So I decided to take the pain of doing an exercise 1 hour daily for next 6 months rather than going through the pain of having insulin injection for rest of my life. Okay. So third and very, very important secret. Most of us, and actually all of us, have got this kind of information, but we don't take into action. So you got to choose pain of regrets for rest of your life, or pain of doing action right now. Right? So the third and very, very important secret number 3. Don't be a seeker. Take action. Don't be a seeker. If I don't do my normal routine activity of 30 kilometers cycling every day, I go on to that same regime of being diabetic. So today my weight is 67 kgs, 12 kgs below the weight that I had in October 24, and I have been able to reduce my diabetic intake of medication by 50 to 60%. That in simple words means if I used to take 10 tablets on full-blown diabetic, I am taking only 4 to 5 tablets per day and no insulin. And I will continue the same regime because I want to take action and not only seeker. Okay, and take this sheet here. Take this sheet here because this is what is going to give you a growth mindset formula for rest of your life. So number 3, which we have already discussed, is cost of growth. If I don't take action, I remain in my limiting mindset. What is the cost of growth? And you got to see what is cost of not taking action. If I don't take the action, what is the cost I'm paying? What is the cost I'm paying? Insulin throughout my life. Are you ready to take that pain, that cost throughout your life? If you're ready, you remain in that, where is that sheet that I told you? You remain in that limiting region. But I said, I don't want to be in a limiting region. So I broke that shield. I broke that safety levels. Okay, because I never want to take insulin throughout my life. That cost for rest of my life for not taking action would have been permanent with me. That was too much painful for me. So I decided to take action. And number 4, don't be a seeker. Take action. What is more important? Right? Don't be a seeker. Don't be just a seeker. You got to take action. If you don't take action, you remain painful, regretful throughout your life. So I said no. I'll take action. Next 6 months, reduce my weight within my ideal weight. My ideal weight is 68. I am at 69 kgs, 68 kgs. No fear of insulin because I have taken actions. Because I thought my future is going to be more painful than the present. The moment you realize this, growth will take place. It takes time, but it will take place. Okay, right. So this is what I had to share, the three very, very powerful secrets, to have a growth mindset. Now, unlike rest of the people that they say, okay, if you buy my program, I'll give you 50% discount, I'll give you 60% discount on the cost of the program. I generally don't believe in those kind of discounts, because you expect me to give 100% of mine, correct? When I take the programs. When I'm sitting here in front of you for this 1.5 hours or 75 minutes, you expect me to give 100% of mine, correct? No discounts on that. When you join my program, do I expect any discounts in commitment that you give me? That instead of 3 hours, I'll attend only 2 hours? No. Correct? So, no discounts as far as my fees are concerned. So, the fees in Indian rupees is going to be 30,000 Indian rupees per month that I charge for the whole program per month if you are there for 6 months. Okay? No discounts on that. So, you can convert 30,000 rupees, Indian rupees into dollars. So that is it. That is what I had to share the secrets, and I have given this framework, which will be very, very useful to you in having your goals set and achieving of the goals. Today onwards, I'll start my induction calls where I would like to speak to each one of you for about 20 to 30 minutes. Know your journey so far, know your limiting beliefs, and also discuss about the goals that you have for your future. Okay, and then probably we can talk about you being a participant in my growth mindset program. Okay, so I'll come in touch with you. Tolga, with you also, I'll have a chat, and Ibrahim, you also, and Nakul, you also. And if you have any doubts on the framework that I have shared, we can discuss.
Thank you very much, sir. You know, in here in Turkey, we have Ramadan and we have to visit some families. So, my time is finished for today, but I would be grateful to talk with you and other friends. By the way, nice to meet you all, guys. Thank you very much.
There's
Happy
I wish
Ramadan.
I wish to you all a happy day and
Happy Eid.
wish to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.